Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Michael Hartley with Action Coach. What needs to pivot in my business, kickstart your day, get you refocused, because business is changing daily right now. Welcome to What Needs to Pivot, and I am Dr. Michael Hartley. I'm a non-medical type of doctor. I operate on business, and today's topic is closing out our marketing focus for the week. And when we look at the ladder of loyalty, we're going to really start to understand each rung, and then you get to go figure out where your customers are at and how to get them to the next step, whatever that is, wherever they're at. It's not about getting them from level 2 to level 6. It's about going from level 2 to level 3, or level 5 to level 6, whatever that is. So we're going to dive into that today, so that way you can then go take action on your marketing as you look to open up your business back up and really begin that preparation to sprint. So as always, we're going to start with you, which is your mindset. Very easy. I want you to ask yourself these questions at the end of every single day. Did I do my best to be happy? Did I really do my best today to be happy? What am I grateful for? What are the wins from today? What are the people around me doing? And how can I make sure that they're happy? You see, when we choose to be happy consistently, we have a strong mindset. So when crap happens, we're good. We're able to think, we're able to process it and think clearly through all of it. So, did I do my best today to be happy? Are you choosing to be happy today? Second question to ask yourself, did I do my best to find meaning in the day? Whatever your life vision is, your purpose of, why you do what you do, whatever that is for you, and only you can answer that. Did I do my best today to find meaning for that long-term purpose, for the purpose why I believe I'm here, for my vision of life? Did I do my best today to find meaning? At the end of every day, you're going to ask the third question, which is, did I do my best to be fully engaged? Was I fully present and fully engaged today? Each moment, how was I? Was I spacing out? Was I being distracted? Was I focused? Are you being focused right now? When you're in a learning environment, you need to remove those distractions so you can focus and actually take things out of it. If you're watching these and not taking action after it, you're missing a great opportunity. So did I do my best to be fully present? Fourth question, did I do my best to set clear commitments? I replaced the word goals with commitments very intentionally, because if I say I'm setting a goal, it's like, okay, it's this fluffy kind of thing, and I'm going to hopefully go achieve it. When I set commitments, now I'm really holding myself accountable to say, okay, a goal is something that I'd like to go get. A commitment is something saying, man, I'm committed to this. So going back to, was I fully engaged for the day? Was I fully committed for the day? Did I set clear commitments? And then did I make progress towards the commitments that I made today? It's not about setting these things that we're like, well, I would like to go do, or I hopefully will get to. That stuff doesn't work. What commitments are you going to make today? And then every day moving forward. And you must ask yourself at the end of every day, did I do my best to set clear commitments for the day? And then did I do my best to make progress towards those commitments today? Was I fully engaged, or was I being distracted? Was I allowing myself to be distracted? When you start adding up all of these resources and focuses when it comes to your mindset, what I'm sharing with you right now is you will master life in a completely different way, because you will be present. You will be focused. And when stuff happens to others around you, you will be able to be that rock for them, to be able to be there to support them. You'll be able to see more clearly for your business and for your life. So again, if you're here engaging with us during these and not going and doing anything with it, not taking action, you're missing the great opportunity. Because learning something is good. It's only good to the point that we take action with it. So Did I do my best? At the end of every single day, ask yourself these questions. Did I do my best to be happy? Did I do my best to find meaning today based off of what I'm doing, what I see in myself for my life, my vision of life, my family vision, things like that. Did I find meaning today? Did I do my best to be fully engaged, fully present? Did I do my best to set clear commitments? And did I do my best to make progress towards those commitments? Or did I allow myself to be distracted? Did I allow myself to wander off? Did I allow myself to just kind of let the wind blow me around today? And you know what? If you're going to do that, be intentional with it. If it's the weekend and you're like, I just want to have some fun and things like that, great, phenomenal. Be intentional with it though. Just like we say, if you're joining a networking group, it's very easy when we're back in person to not work instead of to network. And I tell people all the time, if you're going there to socialize, just to hang out with people, be intentional with it. Don't go there saying I'm going to network and then just hang out. If you're going somewhere to network, truly network. So at the beginning of every day, make the decision. Am I fully committed today, or am I not going to be fully engaged? And if I'm going to be fully committed and fully engaged, then I must be able to end the day answering this question: did I do my best to? And say yes. It goes back to living above the point. You see, when you start every question at the end of every day that you ask yourself with, did I do my best to? It's really hard to find excuses and blame other people, because you're saying, did I do my best to? Regardless of what other things happen, regardless of what other people did or didn't do or said or didn't say, regardless of any of that, did I do my best to? It holds us accountable to those answers. So ask yourself these questions at the end of every single day, which is also why if you watched our last series on routine, we gave a free resource for that. And it allows you to set your clear commitments for tomorrow at the end of every single day. So that way, when you start the next day, you're already ready to go. At the end of all of this, I want your after to be far more focused than your current state, than the state that you were in 3 months ago, 6 months ago. I want 6 months from now into the future for you to be far more committed, far more focused, and making far more progress every single day. So we're going to wrap up our series on marketing today, and we go back to the ladder of loyalty. And yesterday we talked through the very beginning runs, the suspect, the prospect. We got to the shopper. So again, suspect is somebody who's in your target audience. Prospect is somebody who has engaged with your business. Shopper is someone who has purchased once. They have made that initial purchase to give you money, to trust you with their dollars, that you're providing them a service or a product back. Now, this is where massive leverage in business starts to kick in. When we get to customer. Customer is somebody who has made the decision to buy at least twice. They become a true customer when they have made the second purchase. Statistically, those who buy a second time, it's a repeat customer has a 60 to 70% larger chance of converting than a prospect does into making the first purchase. Now you start to research your individual industries. I'll give you restaurant industry as an example. And I know this kind of crosses the board with other ones fairly similar. It's been proven that once you get a customer to come back a third time into a restaurant, they are almost, it's above 70% that they're a lifetime customer now. So if you're in the restaurant or the bar industry, you got to do everything you can to get them to come to 3 purchases, because once they statistically have the third purchase, they're a customer for life. So what's the first offer to get them in the door? So now that they're here with you, what are you going to do? What are you going to provide them as an offer to get them the second time? They come back the third time. You're going to give them a third offer. Thank you so much for being here a second time. You know what? You've tried the chicken and the ribs. You got to try the salmon, whatever. We're going to give you an offer for the third, when you come back a third time. Thank you so much. You get them in the door the third time, they're a customer for life. So for your industries, you should research that. How many interactions do I need to get in front of somebody until they become a customer for life? Statistically, repeat business is far easier than the first purchase. So now we have a true customer for your business. What do you need to do to get more repeat business? Especially once your business has some momentum, this is really where the greatest opportunity kicks in, which is how often you have repeat business, and how much someone's on average spending per transaction. Suspect, prospect, shopper, customer. Now we get to member. Member is somebody who oftentimes you're going to have like a member's kit. You're going to have maybe some individual things that they get access to early or for free. There's some sort of added benefit because they've come back over and over and over again. That's a member. So if your business has that type of thing, maybe you need to have a membership kit where it's like, okay, here are the things that you're going to get because you've been with us for a year. Thank you so much for having that consistent, you've been with us, you've had, 6 transactions or whatever that may be, or you've had, 50 transactions, depending on your industry, that's going to vary. Some industries you're used to having, one purchase every 3 years or something like that. So again, it's going to be skewed for that. Some industries you may have, 3 purchases a week from an individual. You got to know your industry and at what level would you classify somebody as a member. And then you got to give them something. So that way they keep coming back, because that's then going to get them to the next level, which is advocate. Advocate's always about watching how they start referring people to you. Advocates, when you ask them to, bring people to you. They're the ones that are going to help spread the word about who you are and what you do and things like that. This is where we go, okay, when somebody's an advocate, how do we get them to the top tier of the ladder of loyalty, which is raving fan? Raving fans do the selling for you. They're the ones that are your sales force out there, and they are selling for you. And you should be giving them something for when they do, because you want to reward that so that way they keep doing it over and over and over again. So who are your raving fans? And how do you encourage them to do more of that? You see, again, if someone's a prospect, you're not going to get them to a raving fan tomorrow, necessarily. Now, depending on what you do, there's a chance of it. Most likely, you're going to need to do some things consistently for them to become that. This is why I've had the opportunity to teach luxury hospitality to the major luxury hospitality brands around the world. And we talk about raving fans are those that you've created distinguished moments for. You've consistently been above expected level and appreciated level of customer service, client experience. And you've hit that level of distinguished moment consistently. These are the individuals who are going to massively help you grow your business. And so you must have a system in place for when they do, what's going to be given back to them. You must thank them for this kind of stuff. So identify how many people do we have that are in each of these rungs. How many people do we have right now that are suspects? Just in our target audience, we've identified who they are. They haven't had a conversation with us yet. How many people are prospects? How many people are in our target audiences, because you're going to have multiples, and have had some sort of engagement with us, some sort of communication, conversation, whatever that is, however it may be. Who would you put in that, and how many do you have there? Then how many individual shoppers do you have? People who have only had one purchase. If you have a list of 100 people who have only made one purchase, guess what? That is the first list you may need to go back to and say, oh man, they've already trusted us with their money. Let's get them to come back a second time. Again, statistically, you're 60 to 70%. It's easier to get them to come back. So now you have them making their second purchase. How many people are in that who have had 2 purchases, not a longevity of repeat business? Then we say, okay, how do we get those who have made 2 purchases to come back and really get into that member and advocate levels? How do we get them to find value and then we're going to give them that membership kit or whatever that may be to get them up to becoming a raving fan? And it's all about consistency. You got to have these things in place. And what classifies individuals in each of these top tiers, customers, shopper customers are very straightforward. 1 purchase, 2 purchase. Member, advocate, raving fan, that's really industry specific. So leaving here today, you got to figure out what that means for you. What does a member level mean for you in your business? Because again, some of you, it may just be, having 2 purchases or 3 purchases within 5 years. Okay. For some of you, that may mean they need to have 5 purchases within 4 weeks. It just depends on your industry, your business, and how you'd classify it. Key is, the ladder now. and we want to do something with it. Again, if you're engaging with us this morning, you're not going to go do anything with this stuff, you're wasting your opportunity. So there's your action item. You're going to ask yourself the questions we talked about at the beginning of today. Did I do my best to? And then we have those questions. Ask them. End the day planning out tomorrow, so when you start the day, you're ready for it. Identify where your current customers and clients are at in the ladder of loyalty. So now we can focus on taking them from one rung into the next. 68% of people leave you because of a perceived indifference, because simply they believe you just don't care. So wherever people are at in that ladder of loyalty, make sure they understand and they feel that you care. And make sure that you actually do. Let's start with that one for a moment. You must actually care. And then we need to help them understand that you do. 68% of people leave because they feel a perceived indifference. Make the difference in their life. Whatever that means from you to them, make the difference. If you have questions about any of this stuff, feel free to type it into the comments, into the chat. We are here to help support. If you are not currently a client, we will give you a complimentary session. If you are a current client, who are you sending to us next week that needs this type of information? Who needs to sit down with us for a complimentary session so we can help set their game plan up for the next 6 months? Who do you know that needs this type of value to help them focus, align, and then take action? Your actions come from who you are, and you are what you think. So visualize often. I'm gonna say that one more time. Your actions, which lead to results, your actions come from who you are, your mindset. And who you are comes from what you think, which is why we must focus on mindset so often, which is why we must visualize, which is why we must do I am statements every single day, twice a day, which is why we must ask ourselves these questions, which is why we must align ourselves with where we want to go. All of this matters because that is what leads towards the actions we then take. I'm Dr. Michael Hartley. I'm here to elevate your business and enhance your lifestyle. If you have additional questions, feel free to reach out, put it into the chat, put it into the comments. If you're not currently a client, all you got to do is scan this code with your camera on the phone. It's going to bring up a link. You can directly book a complimentary session with us. And if you are a client who's one person, one business owner you know that you need to introduce us to next week, if we're not adding value to you, then, well, candidly, we are. You would be telling us if we weren't. So who else do we need to be adding value to? We'll give them either a complimentary call or we'll give them a complimentary session. What questions might you have? Feel free to type them in. We're here to support.